Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to our channel, and in this video we are going to see how you can enter the purchase invoice on credit in QuickBooks Desktop. So if this is the first video you are watching and you want to follow the complete training, you can check out the playlist from the description. And without wasting any time, let's get started with this video. Next transaction is of 8 January 2018 and transaction is purchase following items from Mr. Danial. Now whenever it is mentioned that we have purchased following products from a particular vendor, that means that it should be on credit, because if it is on cash it should not mention the vendor name. Instead it should mention that we have purchased these items on cash, because if we have made the payment of inventory already, then there is no need to mention it under vendor's name. So in this case, in most of the cases actually, purchase is on credit in the businesses. So to make this purchase invoice, to enter this purchase invoice, we will go in home tab, enter bills, mention the vendor name, that is Danial. We already have this vendor before, so select this one, and transaction date is 8 January, so we will change this date. Although reference number or invoice number is not mentioned here, but for now we will consider 1001 as an invoice number. Now we have two tabs here. If we are purchasing a service from a particular vendor, we can mention it under expenses tab, and if we are purchasing the items from the particular vendor, then we can mention we can select the items under items tab. So we will click on items tab and select all the inventory items that we are purchasing. First item is Corolla windscreen and quantity is 20, cost is 12,000 rupees, 2,40,000. Second item is Civic headlights, quantity is 20, rate is 35,000 and total is 7 lakh. Next comes Suzuki wheel cups, quantity is 50, rate is 250 and total is 12,500. Now on the last tab there is one new item, that is Suzuki filters. So what I'll do is I'll mention Suzuki filters. As soon as I press tab, it will state that this is not in your list of products and services, so you need to enter it. So if you want to enter, then click yes. I'll click yes. Then same configuration page opens when we created the inventory initially. This is the same page. Inventory part, we will select inventory part, and unit of measure is already defined. Each mention Suzuki filters in the purchase and sale description, and income account is sales revenue, and there is no on hand quantity. On hand quantity or anything like that is only in the case of opening scenarios, when there was opening balance from the previous period. We already had that inventory from the previous year, but in this case this is the new inventory that we are purchasing in the current period on the current date. So there is nothing like opening balance in these scenarios. Oh yes, we can mention the cost here. 250 is our cost per piece, and then click OK. This is a spelling check. You can either add this Suzuki option or you can simply close it. I'll add it. 70 is our quantity, 250, 17,500. Now we can roughly tally this invoice with ours. Check one by one that total amount tallies this amount. 240,000, 7 lakh, 12,500 and 17,500. Okay, so purchase following items from Mr. Danial. You can mention this as a memo and then simply save and new. Now to check this entry in debit credit form, just go to previous reports and transaction journal. Under transaction journal, the main entry is inventory should be debit and payable should be credit, because this inventory is only purchased, not sold. As long as we have only purchased and keeping the inventory by ourselves, it is considered as inventory as an asset, and accounts payable is the liability that we owe to the supplier. But QuickBooks separately mentions each inventory asset as a debit. This is a separate debit, this is a separate debit. For each inventory item, this ledger is recorded separately. So in short, the entry is inventory to payable, but this mentioned inventory in different lines. That is not a problem because the basic logic remains the same. So this is how you can book the purchase invoice in QuickBooks.